Hi and good afternoon. This is John Bloom of Bloom Consulting, and this is part 2 in the Azure video series explaining how SQL Database works. So in the last video, we connected to Microsoft Azure and we created a database, and the database resides on the Azure server. And what we did was we opened up Visual Studio 2013, and from there we connected to our database, which you can see right here. So essentially, if you were to open up this database, which we just created, there's a whole lot of nothing because we haven't created anything. So in order to fix that, what we can do is we can go over to SQL Server Management Studio. And what happens is I have a database residing on this server, and it's called this, AdventureWorks Dayworks 2012. And I've got a query here, which I'd like to run, and you can see it returns some results. So in order to get this data to Azure, the way I was going to do it was to go ahead and I scripted out the tables, and I've got a query to insert the data. Now keep in mind, when you insert the data, it goes up to Azure and you actually get charged for movement of data. So in this case, we'll go ahead. Well, before we do that, you'll see that there's no tables in the database. So we have this script and we have this script. And we'll go ahead and uncomment this so it'll run. So we'll go ahead and run it, and then at the end, it'll tell us how many rows were inserted. So F5, and it's running. So it's creating the table on the Azure site, and then it's going to insert a bunch of rows, hopefully about 105. And there you go. So now we'll go ahead and insert the second table, which is the fact table, and hopefully it'll run. Now keep in mind, we did have to massage these a little bit because there's some differences between the on-premise SQL Server and the cloud SQL Server. So in order to get it to work, I had to comment out that line. And let's see. Okay, so it inserted a bunch of rows in 3 seconds. So now, if we were to go back to our tables on the Azure site, you'll see that there's 2 tables created. So that's good, and we uploaded that data, and we actually got billed for that. So that's how it works. Now, like I said, I have the Azure Action-Packed account through the Bloom Consulting Partner Program, where I'm allocated $100 credit per month, and what you don't use does not roll over. And if you exceed your $100 credit, the account shuts down unless you remove your spending limit. So and then you would get charged for your service that you use per month. So that's how you create a table in the Azure database and insert some data from local to cloud. So thanks for watching.